Hello, angels. If Spirit brought you here today, I have a message of a radical shift happening in your life. And this is going to be positive. It's going to be a positive shift. I feel that we're going through quite a few, big changes in our life as a collective here. I know personally I am, but it's in a very positive way. So if you resonate with the message of either you have been experiencing radical changes in your life that you know are going to lead you to more positive places, or if you resonate with the openness, being open to the idea of radical change in your life, then this is your message. This is for you, okay? So let's pull some cards. I'm a little bit more quiet today because I just got a new kitten and he's sleeping and I don't want to wake him up. So I've just been with him all morning and it's so sweet. He's the sweetest little thing. Alright, the first card out is the Star card. This is one of my favorite cards in the tarot. I've actually been looking into getting a tarot necklace so that I can embody the energy of the tarot with me in my life, and the Star is one that I'm looking for because the Star is such a beautiful energy. The Star energy is, whenever I pull that card, it's just confirmation from Spirit that everything is coming into alignment and that I am on the right path. So tell yourself that. Tell yourself that you are on the right path. There's been a major shift in the collective recently to really step into your own power in a way that you haven't done before. And what I mean by that is, I think there's been there was a collective shift probably around the time of 2020. I'm gonna say there was major energies going on there, and in 2020 a lot of people really opened up to the idea of their power. 2020 to 2023, I feel like there's a major collective shift of the realization of just personal power. I think manifestation got really big around that time as well, and just opening up to the idea that there is more to life. There's another collective shift happening, and this shift is now realizing just how powerful you actually are. So we've woken up, we've realized that there is that power to create, but we didn't realize how powerful it actually is. And now there is this second, obviously the collective is always shifting, we're always constantly going through things, but there are times in our lives where we all kind of come together and experience similar experiences, right? And now this energy that's coming in is one of realizing just how powerful you actually are and really opening up your ideas to the potential to manifest and what you can manifest, opening up your ideas to what you can manifest, right? I feel for a long time, especially back in the day, people were always oh, I want to manifest a partner, I want to manifest money, but now I feel it's kind of becoming, it's oh wait, not only can I do that, but I can also be not only am I manifesting a partner, I'm also manifesting a business. I'm also manifesting, instead of just money, I'm manifesting millions of dollars. You know what? I don't know why I said that. You know what? But you know what I mean? Is we're really broadening our horizons here as a collective. And that is the Star card here. That is the Star representation here. I can't shuffle for some reason. For some reason I'm having a hard time. Okay, let's get another card. The Star card, I'm also being drawn to the attention. It's being drawn to my attention that the Star card follows the Tower in the tarot. So after the foundations that burned away, you might have recently gone through what you might resonate with calling a Tower moment. You might describe a period of your life that recently happened as a Tower moment. And the Star is so beautiful, partially because it does follow the Tower. That is part of what makes the meaning of the card so beautiful, as it represents the re-nourishment of the earth after such a catastrophic storm, right? I have to cover it because there's stuff YouTube won't let me show. But you can see like there's water right here. The earth is coming back to life after a period of chaos and destruction. And that's what makes the star so beautiful. That's why I love it so much. It's just such a beautiful, calm, peaceful, and hopeful energy. All right, we have the Three of Pentacles. That's so funny because I actually just got a comment on my channel that said the three windows looks like the Three of Pentacles. So we have the Three of Pentacles here. And we also have Justice as well. Justice actually just recently came out for me in a personal reading. I can't remember what I asked. It was like a specific question. But what I'm being drawn to here with the Justice card is justice in a divine timing kind of way. Not necessarily in like justice, because justice is a difficult card. It's ruled by Libra, and as a Libra, let me tell you, Libras are very like vague. Like, so the Justice card is like kind of vague, but what I'm receiving with this Justice card here is there's going to be a rebalancing of scales, quite literally Libra, but not in the sense of like typical justice, like not in the sense of karma. Well, I suppose a little bit in the way of karma, but it's not really going to be like somebody else getting karma. It's going to be you receiving what you have been waiting for, like what you've been working towards, right? And I'm just really hearing like tipping of the scales, realignment, rebalancing. And what that means basically is paired with the Three of Pentacles is you're now working in co-creation with Spirit. Three of Pentacles is a teamwork card. Three of Pentacles is a collaboration card as well. And what I'm receiving here is you are working in tandem with Spirit now, in the sense that Spirit is sending you opportunities. Okay, that's what I'm receiving here. I just want to take a look at this as well because there's an owl here on the Justice card. And so I'm hearing that Spirit is sending you opportunities now and experiences that are going to widen your knowledge. Your scope of knowledge is what I'm hearing. Widen your scope of knowledge to progress on the path forward, okay? There are opportunities coming in now that aren't going to look like opportunities for what you want to begin with, okay? You might see them and you might be like, like, I don't really see how this is going to help me on my path, but it is, okay? So just keep an eye out. Really sit with things before you make any, like rash decisions, like anything like too fast. Really sit with it, meditate on it. Any opportunity that comes in now, really sit and think about it before you make the final decision on it. That's going to be very important. With the Three of Pentacles as well, I'm really being drawn to how the one man is holding the paper, you can see here, and the other two are kind of like bringing in ideas, right? So I'm getting this vision that like you are the one holding the paper, and people, Spirit, but also physical people as well. Spirit moves through the physical as well, right? Through videos like this. There's going to be teams of people sent in physically. You're going to be meeting some new people, as well as spiritually, to come in and assist you and really guide you. These might not be people that stay for very long. Some of them might be, but they're going to be very vital in your path, okay? So pay attention to new people coming into your life at this time. I'm being told to look at the bottom of this deck and to take 2 cards. So we have the Nine of Pentacles and Judgment. The Nine of Pentacles is independence. The Nine of Pentacles is one of my favorite cards because it represents material independence, okay? Financial independence. The Nine of Pentacles is a woman in her garden, more like a vineyard, right? She's grown all these grapes and she started, like, let's imagine her as a successful like wine business entrepreneur, right? And the Nine of Pentacles grows from the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is we are sowing the seeds, right? Let's say we're planting the seeds for the grapes, okay? This is just metaphorically. We're planting the seeds for the grapes, right? And then the Eight of Pentacles, we learn mastery. We learn how to make the best grapes we can. We learn how to fertilize them. We learn how to make sure they have the perfect growing conditions to make them the most delicious grapes ever. And then the Nine of Pentacles comes along where we have learned all these skills, and now we are reaping the rewards of what we have planted. And that is giving us financial independence. And it's one of my favorite cards. I say that about like everything. I'm like, the Star, my favorite card. The Star is actually like my favorite card, but the Nine of Pentacles is such a beautiful card. It, like I said, it represents financial independence. It represents financial independence from a place of something that doesn't cause you to burn out. You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of jobs, people struggle with doing them long term because there's always going to be that burnout, right? There's always going to be burnout in modern day society with the way that we view money and the way that we view income, right? Because there's so much focus placed on like working until you're running yourself into the ground, right? There's always going to be burnout with that. And with the Nine of Pentacles, it's kind of something that you just kind of, you plant the seeds, right? And you just have to wait for the rewards to come. It isn't as like intense as typical, it's done for the love of the game, I suppose is what I'm trying to say. It's something that, while it may seem like hard work to other people, you're built to do it. That's what I'm being called to share. I think we all have things like that where it's like, for some people it seems really complicated. For some people, they don't understand how you do it, right? You know, I definitely experienced that in my life. There's some skills that I have that other people in my life don't have, and there's some skills that they have that I don't have, right? And we're all built differently. We're all built to do different things, right? So this might be something that you've always been told, like, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you figure that out. It's so complicated, right? But to you, it's easy. To you, it's easy, right? And you might even resonate with that as like going off on your own and starting a business, right? Like, a lot of people say that's too hard, it's too difficult. But for you, that seems more like the easy route. I mean, sure, it's going to be difficult. You're going to have to learn things. But I don't think you're somebody who's ever been scared of learning how to do things, right? And we have the Judgment card here. Judgment is a card of I'm hearing ascension. Ascension is being repeated over and over, so I guess I'm being called to talk about that. If we look at the card, people have died, okay? People have died, no. But people have died, and now their souls are ascending. It's Judgment Day, right? That is the culmination. As we move from one phase to the next, we are being asked, have we done what we need to do in order to get to where we want to go? That's the main message of Judgment, right? And so you are going through, now this isn't as heavy as a death, but it is still a death card. Judgment is always a death card because it signifies endings. It signifies endings, it always does, at least to me. It's not as heavy as a death card as something like the actual literal death card, the Tower, or the Ten of Swords. Those are all also endings and deaths in the tarot. Judgment is saying you've already gone through the death, right? You've already died, metaphorically, and now your soul is rising into its next phase of life. Your soul has risen above the previous phase, and you've transmuted yourself. You've transmuted, right? Transmutation occurs when one material is suddenly no longer the material it used to be, right? Like turning like wheat into gold, right? That is transmutation. And so you've done that. Your body has transmuted, metaphorically, your spirit body has transmuted, and now Spirit is saying, as you go through this transmutation alchemization process, have you done what you need to do in your previous life in order to get to where you want to go in your next life? Metaphorically. And if you haven't, what loose ends do you need to tie up in order to get to where you want to go? Okay? Still very heavy change energy. that we were talking about at the beginning of the reading, collective shift. Judgment as well, if you look at the card, several souls are leaving at the same time, rising up, changing, transmute. Oh, it just got really sunny. It just got really sunny in here. We also have the World card on the bottom here. The World is a really beautiful card. I know I've said this, but it's one of my favorites, okay? The World represents a completion of a cycle. And I am very much going to say that is very much what this is seeming to be like. The World follows Judgment in the tarot. What happens through that alchemization process? Actually, very heavy major arcana here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana in this reading. Would call it a spread, but they're literally all just laying on my table like this, so more like a pile. It's not really a spread. Sorry, but the World card follows Judgment, and the World represents that completion, right? So the souls in the Judgment card are going through this alchemization process. They're going through this transmutation so that they may complete their cycle of the world and then begin anew. Oh my god, wait, the Fool's right here. And then begin anew at the Fool. You are going through a major cycle right now. Major breaking of a cycle. I don't even want to say breaking of a cycle. It's completion of a cycle. You're completing a major cycle right now in your life. Something that has been going on very long term. I talked about 2020, 2023. That might have been when this started. Can even go back as far as 2018 as well. Any period from 2018 to like 2025 might have been very significant years for you. Anything might have started between those times and ended recently. Hope that makes sense. That was very vague. May have started at any of those points. But I'm saying like it might have started 2023, lasted until recently. It might have started 2018, lasted until recently. The important thing is that it's lasted a very long time from whatever point it began. Right? It's lasting up until this point as you're going through this transmutation process. So the world is completion, right? The world is, I'm just looking here, making sure I'm covering that. As the souls, basically Judgment happens, Judgment Day happens, the card Judgment happens to say, are you going to break the cycle? Are you going to finish this cycle? Or are we going to have to go backwards, right? Because the major arcana reads like a storybook. And it reads as a cycle of life, right? We start with the Fool. He's innocent, he's playful, he's ready to experience life. And then we go through the story, right? We go through the story. It turns into the Magician. We learn how to manifest. We learn how to create. Then it turns into the High Priestess, right? We learn our intuition. We learn how to work our intuition with our creative power, right? And it tells that story. It tells that story of growth and of expansion. And as we complete the cycle, right? We are completing the cycle so that when we may begin another journey. I'm feeling called to share with the Fool. I'm hearing pull an oracle card as clarification on pull 2. Okay, pull 2, 1 for the world, 1 for the Fool. Throwing me around today. Spirit's throwing me around today. I'm hearing the New Life card from this deck, so I wouldn't be surprised if it pops out or makes an appearance. So there's our 2 cards. And New Life is actually on the bottom of the deck. What did I tell you? I told you. So I'm actually going to probably... I'll take it. Okay, so between worlds, clarifying judgment, thinker... No, other way. Between worlds, clarifying the world, thinker, qualifying, clarifying judgment. Not judgment, sorry, the Fool. Oh my gosh. I'm jumbling my words up. And then we have New Life. And we'll read that separately. Okay, so I'm going to read these from the book. Between the worlds is where you must let go of the tendency to make assumptions. This is a time when you're unable to see what is ahead. Cultivate curiosity and trust the process of change and growth. You're done learning the lessons of recent experiences. In this place between what was and what will be is a state of unmaking and making again. What is essential now is to admit not knowing. There is a great freedom and power to be unleashed, a mystery that is not yours to understand weaves the web of life within a divine matrix of consciousness greater than your own thoughts, feelings, beliefs, desires, and decisions. The seeds that were planted in the past begin to take root, but what surfaces will probably not be what you expect. When you are between the worlds, you're invited to see with the curious eyes of a child glimpsing a rainbow for the first time. Do so and you will not be disappointed. Interesting how a lot of imagery in that card we also talked about in this reading. A lot of sowing the seeds, right? And I think it's interesting that between worlds was clarifying the world, because you're not quite at that world energy at the completion of the cycle, right? You're still in judgment energy. So Spirit is really calling you to, I'm hearing, move through this period with an open mind, right? That's what the Between Worlds was all about, right? So as we go through this judgment experience, I'm hearing that you need to be more open to your own spiritual connection. We all have that ability, you know. It's not special. It's not, what I do ain't special, okay? I just I just was born this way, right? Not everybody taps into it, but we all have the ability to do so, right? And Spirit is calling you to, I think a lot of people get confused and they make channeling and they make connection with Spirit like this big thing. Like you have to have all this protection, you have to, none of that's true. I'm so sorry to tell you, but none of that's really true. It's just a lot of like modern day kind of fear mongering, right? You don't have to meditate every day. You don't have to do blah, blah, blah. Honestly, my biggest advice, if you're looking to connect with Spirit a little bit stronger, a proper sleep schedule is going to be the most important thing, because I find Spirit likes to communicate through dreams the most, as well as in between waking states. That is when I get my most downloads. And honestly, just learning how to listen to inside of you, which I know sounds difficult because it's like so basic. You're like, well, obviously I listen to inside of me. When I say that though, I don't necessarily mean like truly listening to it, like, oh, like my gut says I want pizza. Like I don't mean it like that. I mean like listen, hear it, evaluate. Keep that mantra in your head. Listen, hear it, evaluate. And by that I mean basically how I work intuitively, and everyone's different, right? I would recommend looking at your 6th house placement as well. 6th house rules daily life. So that is how our intuition is going to show up a little bit more, as well as how we can build a routine to support our manifestations. I've got Uranus and Neptune in there. So you know I'm crazy and I have no routine, okay? And it's also an Aquarius, so I am struggling, but you know what? That's not the point of the reading. But so I really do well when I'm allowed to kind of float about and do what I want to do and really just have a routine without having a routine, right? So I would urge you to look at that. It might help you build a routine to strengthen your connection with Spirit a little bit easier, okay? So now let's meet the Fool. And we have the Thinker card clarifying the Fool. And it says, calculated action is called for now. It's important to sit down and plan a strategy. Focus on the steps you're going to take to claim your prosperous life. Slay. Lists are your friends now, so get out your journal, write down what you're going to do today to signal to the universe that you're serious about attracting abundance. Your plans and strategies will yield wonderful results. Remember, your most effective strategic partner is Spirit. You will win this game and your triumph will be for the highest good of all. Yes. All right. Again, like I said, like really start to focus on building a routine that supports this new beginning of your life, right? I would even recommend, like I said, or like the card said, really writing down, maybe like planning like a daily to-do list. When I say to-do list, I don't mean like, oh, I gotta like do this random thing. I mean like every single day, say I'm gonna wake up at this time, I'm gonna work out at this time, right? Really build a routine that builds the foundation of the ideal version of you, right? Okay, let's read New Life, and we'll close off the reading with that. When spring awakens the world, joy and excitement can be felt all around and in your very core. Blossoms burst from trees overnight, birds return home and sing their glorious song, and nature is full of promise. Miracles beckon all of us. This is one of those times in your life when new ideas inspire you and new opportunities bring you hope for seeing your dreams come true. All is well in your world, and you have the energy you need to feel renewed. Allow your heart to fill with enthusiasm. Let your light shine, for this is a time of good fortune. All right. Sounds like you're going through a pretty heavy new cycle and new beginning, and Spirit just wanted to give you a little nudge as you close off this final phase of this era of your life. So if you enjoyed and you feel that you resonate as being a part of my collective and you would like to hear more readings and more messages from Spirit, consider subscribing. And if you enjoyed this reading in particular, don't forget to go and like it, as it really helps me out. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye for now.